Today I want to talk a little bit about using a medium that I get a lot of questions about, and that is using alcohol-based or permanent markers for coloring. Alcohol-based markers come in a lot of different brands, and they're a little bit different from the markers that you might be used to using. So this is one example. This brand is Arteza. Some other popular brands are Blick, Copic, Prismacolors. And as you'll see when I start using these, they're quite different from your washable markers. For one thing, they are permanent and they are alcohol based. And because they're based with alcohol instead of water, it means we use them a little bit differently. The set I have has tons of different colors in them, and they blend really well together so you can get a lot of interesting effects in your coloring. One thing to notice when you are using permanent markers that they will bleed with anything that is also alcohol based. So like a Sharpie or another permanent marker, if you make a mark here and then I go over that again, watch what happens to my line. You can probably see that it gets a little fuzzy. It starts to bleed. If I use a water-based marker or a water-based pen, that's not going to happen. So I'll show you an example here. This is a water-based pen. A little thinner tip there. You can go right over these, and that won't bleed at all. So when you are coloring with markers, make sure you are using the right pen underneath it. Otherwise, you're going to get a fuzzy kind of mess here. These work really well to blend. You can blend your colors together very easily. And they don't usually have a lot of streaking in them, which is another reason they are really nice to use for coloring. So I could layer right on top of these. And then blend that edge here. And you get a nice soft look with these. Because they're alcohol based, you can also actually take rubbing alcohol. I'm just going to dot a little bit on here, see what happens. And notice how my color is starting to blur into this drop here. So you can get some cool effects with that as well. I thought the easiest thing to do to show you guys how to use these would actually be to just take a picture and color it. Let you see how I do that. So again, I'm going to be using these Arteza Everblend art markers to color this little drawing that I did here. This is with a water-based pen, and it's on a thick piece of illustration board. Markers will work just fine on pretty much any paper, but do keep in mind that they do tend to bleed through. So if you have a thin piece of like sketchbook paper or something like that, you need to put something underneath it, otherwise your markers are going to bleed right through and they'll get onto your other pages. So do keep that in mind. The first thing you'll want to do when you're starting with a picture like this is to pick out your colors. And I like to work from the large areas in, but if you'd rather work with the details out, it's up to you. It's a good idea when you're using your markers to try and stick to one direction, even though these markers will blend pretty well. Like I said, you don't usually get a lot of streaking. It still helps that to keep going in one even direction. Helps you blend that out. For the background, I want one solid area of color. Another fun thing about most of these markers is they've got two tips, usually a broad tip here and a fine tip or a brush tip on the other side. Lets you get into these small areas. All right, so I've got my flat color for my background. One thing you might notice while I was working that I went over the color a couple of times. These markers do tend to be pretty translucent, which means they're a little bit see-through. So the more you layer them, the brighter your color is going to be. So you might keep that in mind when you're working with them, that you might need to go over your color areas more than one time to get the color you're really looking for. We're going to start with the skin tone next. And I'm going to start with my darker color, kind of establish some shadows. Maybe right underneath the chin. And on the face as well. Again, I used water-based markers to outline this drawing, so they're not going to budge when I go over that with my permanent marker. All right, once I've got my shadows placed, I'm going to use a lighter color to blend this out. So you can go right on top of that darker color, and this will make this a softer look. Next thing I'm going to do is take a kind of pink marker and add just like a little blush on the face. Maybe down here just a little bit. character also has a scar on his arm, so I'm going to add that in with the more pink color. And again, I'm going to blend that with my lighter color. Another trick for doing skin tones is to actually take a purple, very light purple, I'm going to use this lilac, and use that to define your shadows. So just on the darker areas. This will make your shadows look a little more realistic, a little darker, without using like a black or a gray, which will make things look really flat. And again, I'm going to blend that by going back over with my lightest color. So I'm going to repeat these techniques for the rest of this character, starting with dark values, then blending with the light color. All right, now that I'm done with my marker, I've got all of my color on, I'm just going to come back through with my pen, because you will notice that the marker bleeds a lot. So sometimes you just need to come back in and touch up a few things. I'm also going to use this white paint pen to add a few little details.